Hi, I'm Judith Monroe, and this is my bathroom darkroom. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a contact print or a positive from your pinhole negative. It's going to be fun. I hope you're ready. The first thing I want to do is just do a real quick review on what you need to already have set up. So we're inside our home darkroom, which means no light can get in from the outside. There's a safe light, so when I turn off the lights it'll be red. In my first tray I've mixed up my caffenol developer. That's my quick little recipe. I'm going to be spending actually 4 or 5 minutes in this developer, so you can see my notes have been changing. I've been finding what works better. So this is my caffenol developer. When I'm agitating, you'll see me later in the dark agitating, I'm lifting the tray and just moving it gently like this the entire time. This is my stop bath. And that is just tap water, and that's going to be a 10 to 30 second little rinse. I may kind of jiggle it, it's not really a big deal. And then finally I have my salt fixer. This is my recipe. This is a little trickier. This needs to be kept dark for 48 hours, so I have a little lid here that I've made to go over and keep it in the dark and not in white light. And you'll see that I've also made a note to keep my prints submerged. So the problem I had is that they would be bowing up over that time and like bending, so that the middle of them was not getting completely submerged. I got lucky with my neg, that one over there, that it didn't get ruined, but I have had some issues. So I made a little weight, not a heavy weight, out of a couple of plastic disposable knives, and I'm going to be trying that to see if I can, while my prints are soaking for 48 hours, if this will keep them underneath. I won't use this until the very end, but this is how we alternative process and all of this stuff works. Okay, so that's the chemical part. I have my trusty notebook. I'm going to be keeping track of what I'm doing because that helps me in the future. And then for actually making my prints, I have my RC paper, which I'm keeping closed in the white light. I have a piece of glass. I have a cardboard, which I'm not using the set underneath the glass like with lumen prints, but I'll be using it on top. I'll show you how that works. And then my negative. So, are we ready? So I know it's really dark, but I'm going to describe what I'm doing while I do it. And it has to be really dark, and because if it were super light, then the safe light could actually expose my paper. So I'm taking out a fresh piece of paper from my box, and I'm going to seal my box back up carefully because I'm going to be turning on the white light in a minute to actually expose this paper. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little Sharpie and put a little number 1 on the back of that piece of paper because that makes my note taking easier. So now I have my emulsion side up, that's the shiny side, and I'm taking my negative and I'm putting it face down on top of my piece of paper. And then I'm putting those two things on this board I have over the sink so I can do this. And then I'm laying the glass on top. And I'm gonna be doing 10-second exposures. So my light is gonna be going on and off, and I'm gonna be slowly covering up the piece of paper at 10-second intervals. You'll see what it looks like. So I have to look at the clock and have my hand on the light switch and on for 10 seconds. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and off. Now I am covering up just a little bit of that, and I'm going to do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and off. Counting probably makes it easier. I'm moving this just a little bit, maybe an inch or so, and then I'm going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and off. I have a handy second hand sweep there that you saw at the beginning of the video that's helping me keep track of time. All right, again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and off. And I'm gonna do one more, scooch it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you've probably noticed that, you know, maybe those aren't exactly 10-second intervals, but it'll be okay. So now I've turned my safe light away because it was a little bright to take this close. And I'm taking apart my little sandwich with the negative. So I'm not sure if you can see, that's the negative I'm putting aside. And now I'm picking up that fresh piece of paper and I'm bringing it over to the caffenol developer. And now I'm gonna slide it underneath the surface, use my little tongs. And now I've got a 5-minute development time. So I have to look at my clock, and I'm gonna come back to you and just so you can see, I'm just sitting here agitating, wiggling this the whole 5 minutes. Still agitating. Still agitating, watching the clock. So I'm back over here with my fresh paper, and I'm gonna pull out another piece of unexposed paper. I wanna make sure my hands are completely clean and dry, because wet fingers on unexposed paper can leave interesting little fingerprints, so I don't wanna do that. I'm making my same stack. This one, I'm gonna mark number 2 on the back. And in my notebook, which is dark, I'm gonna say 1 second intervals, because I already wrote down on the first one that I was gonna do 10. So, negative face down, face to face, emulsion to emulsion. That's how we make contact prints of any kind. from any kind of a negative. Glass on top just to hold everything in close contact. And this is going to be a little interesting. So I'm going to say 1001. Oh, maybe I could just move my piece of cardboard in those intervals. Let's try that next. 1001, 1001, 1001, 1001, 1001. All right, so you saw that I just carefully, as consistently as possible, counting sort of with my clock, I did that exposure. We're gonna run this through the chemistry again. I'm gonna take it apart and I'm gonna show you what it looks like when I take it out of the developer. So this is my new print, which looks very, very dark. This is the one from before, which looks very, very dark. I think the new one is a little bit lighter, but it's really hard to tell. So even at 1 second, which is really the shortest amount of time that I could conceivably make an exposure here, it's probably too dark. So now I have to get a little bit more creative, and the next thing that I'm gonna try is a shorter time in that caffenol developer, because there's two things that affect the density or the darkness of my negative, and that's my exposure and my development time. So 1 second exposure, and I'm gonna try a shorter development time. So let's try that shorter exposure here. So we're back over here. I'm gonna pull out another piece of paper. And like I said, my fingers clean and dry. Seal up that paper. Number 3 in my notes is 1 second exposure, and I'm gonna try a 3-minute development time. I'll make notes that those first two were 5-minute development times. On the back of this piece of paper, I'm gonna put a little 3. A fine point Sharpie, and this is actually a fairly light color, so that's what I'm using to write on the back. My negative face down, emulsion up, emulsion down, a piece of glass. It wants to slide around, which is okay, but we want it to stay close to the same. All right. So one quick 1 second exposure, and here we go, 1001. I suppose I could try next time a 1/2 second, but let's see what this does. All right, time to go do my 3-minute development. I'll show you the results. So I'm deciding to peek. It's been about 2.5 minutes, and apparently I can't use tongs today. All right, you can see that I'm getting something. I'm looking for the same kind of variations in tones that I have in my negative. So I'm gonna check it again when it's at 3 minutes, and this is the same kind of thing that you can do, and to just kind of sometimes check it. So my development times before that I found were good for 4 minutes. A colleague had said he had gotten best results with 5-minute development times, so I was trying that today, but apparently 5 minutes is just too much for my caffenol. And that's okay. We're all gonna have a little bit of different things at work. Okay, so this is a 3 minute. And not too shabby. I think I'm gonna let it do 4 because that's what I had found gave me rich blacks before. And I'll probably do another test. Maybe I'll see if I can do a ½ second exposure. This is how this works. There's this testing because of the difference in coffees, well, sometimes even in paper. There's a couple of different photo papers out there that could cause different results. The difference in water, so all of the chemical differences in our coffee and our water are going to give us some different results. All right, that's my 4 minute development time, which I have found works best for me. So, and even still, that's really dark, but it's better than the ones before. We can see now that there is an image. There are not all just blacks. So I should be seeing some positive image. I turned it because the thing on top that's light is my neighbor's house behind the succulents. So I'm getting rich blacks, I think, with my 4 minute development, and I'm gonna try. I'm gonna put that in the fixer before I turn on the lights again. But I am definitely gonna see if I can do like a ½ of a second. Just like flick my little light switch on and off real quick. All right, hang on. Okay, back over here. I put that last print in the salt fix, covered it up, washed my hands. This is attempt number 4. So putting that little 4 on the back. ½ a second. Doing a 4 minute development. Okay. Emulsion side up, emulsion side down, glass on top. Gonna flick that light on and off. And we'll see what happens with this. So here's that shorter exposure after to be fair, I don't know if this is 4 minutes or 5 minutes. I lost track, dang it. It happens to all of us, but it looks pretty good. And so I'm gonna try to replicate this because that is always my advice to students. It's when you get one thing that looks really good, do it again just for insurance sake. So that's what I'm going to do, and I would also encourage you to do it. So we'll put that into the salt fixer. I was also already trying my little weight. I think when I put all of these in here, see, that's that last one, which is still pretty dark, darn it. Still pretty dark. There's an image, but this one, so much nicer. Look, it's succulents. So this is gonna go in here, and I might even, because they wanna bow up this way, I might even like have them upside down and my little weight on there, and just make sure that they are not coming out of that fixer in that 48 hours. Because I've had some strange colorings going on with some of these things. For right now, I'm going to leave it like this. I'm gonna do one more, see if I can replicate that right there. And yeah, that's where we're going next. So this is my duplicate, and I'm really liking it. And for the record, this is actually a 5-minute development. I was checking it at 4 and it wasn't quite enough. I didn't have enough darkness in these areas. They weren't quite fully dark. So in the end, something like a half a second exposure and 5 minutes in the caffenol is what made it work. Yay! And I will write this down, and that will help me in the future.
I hope you enjoyed learning how to make a contact print from your paper pinhole negative. And I will for sure be making an unveiling video of those positive contact prints in about 48 hours. And remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks. Bye.